It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOF SRL.
After the longest race of the season and Sergio Arvin Alonso dominating the Coca-Cola 600, we head to another mile-and-a-half racetrack, this time for a much shorter race, which means the urgency is going to be ramped up even higher. This is the Sirius XM 400 from the Chicagoland Speedway in season number 10 of the NOFSRL Cup Series, presented by Valvoline. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 15 in season number 10 of the NOFSRL Cup Series. We are here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois for the Sirius XM 400, the 10th running of this event. And we're going to start putting numbers on the Real Life Cup Series here soon because they don't come here anymore, unfortunately. But we still do, and we're excited for tonight's event. 54 laps of action around this mile-and-a-half racetrack, but it's probably the craziest mile-and-a-half that we go to all season long. Joe alongside Josh Williamson for the call of tonight's event. And Josh, you know, the Coke Center last weekend, outside of that first big wreck that we had, was relatively a calm race. I mentioned at the top of the show, the urgency is going to be high because it's almost half the length here tonight as it was last week. How aggressive are these guys going to be, knowing that this race is only 54 laps and the nature of this racetrack in the past? Do you think we're going to see some big wrecks?
I give it a definite maybe. Obviously, we like to see as many people make it to the end as possible. But at Chicagoland, that is a bit of a tall order, no doubt about it. This is going to be a wild race here tonight. Everyone coming into this race needs to expect the unexpected because, as we've seen in the past, it can happen. Pretty much at the snap of your fingers.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see how it all goes down for these guys. We had 4 cautions in this race last year. We had one wreck last night in the Turkey Hill race, and it was pretty big there, but we just don't know what to expect. Chicagoland's always one of those places where you just never know what to expect, and it could be all over the place in terms of these drivers here racing here tonight. Should be interesting, though, to see what the front runners can do. We have toned the strength down by 1 percentage point from last season. And if you remember, I believe it was the Season 8 race here at Chicagoland. Either Season 7 or Season 8, Cody Sill essentially just dominated the race, and there was really not much that went on the racetrack. We could possibly see that here tonight. We could see a calm race, but more than likely we'll probably see a few wrecks and could get a little wild here at Chicagoland, as it always does here in the Windy City. And that actually might be a big reason why we see so many wrecks here, because it's usually one of the windier racetracks we go to, and the high wind speeds do actually affect how well these guys run around this racetrack. I will say, though, these guys are a little bit more stable than the Turkey Hill Natural Series guys are. If you saw that Turkey Hill Natural Series race yesterday, you can tell just how loose they were. They're a little bit tighter in the Cup cars and get around here a little bit better, but it's still a very loose racetrack here at Chicagoland. This is how they line up in the point standings coming into tonight's event. Keegan Thompson still the points leader. He starts 41st here tonight, though. He may finally lose this points lead. 406 points towards the championship for him. Jesse Turner is only 10 points behind. It's been an excellent season for Turner, who finished runner-up in the Coke 600 for a second straight year last week. Turner's won this race before at Chicagoland back in season number 6. Actually broke a long losing streak in this race a few years ago. LJ Semedo, 15 points behind. Sebastian Kukulum, 26 points behind. And Brett Sierra, who starts in the 5th position here today alongside LJ Semedo, is 44 points behind coming into tonight's event. Ace Garcia in the number 81, starting on the pole position here tonight, looking to get his second win of the season. Won in Atlanta earlier on this season, and he's in that wild card battle, but comes in 30th in points, so a win would definitely be welcome to that team. He's alongside Gatlin Downey in the number 40 machine. Owen Miles alongside Dover winner Alexander Rowe in row number 2. And a couple guys top 5 in points, like we mentioned, Brett Sierra and LJ Semedo there in row number 3. Nathan Baird to the inside of Fisher G. And then uncharted driver Mitchell Collins looking to get some redemption from that Richmond race back in April. He almost won that event there, but lost out to it by Eli Bright. He's to the inside of Tristan Allen who is one of these guys who's up there in the points, 13th in points coming in. He has a shot at moving himself inside the top 10 exiting tonight's event. John Anders there, who won at Las Vegas, starting 11th as well. Watch out for him in this one. Well, Josh, a lot of guys up front who haven't won too much in this series before, but a lot of experience as well. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane here tonight in the Sirius XM 400?
Well, the last time we came here before this weekend, it was the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and Owen Miles won that race. But the position he started from was on the outside pole position. I'm going to go with Gatlin Downey in the 40 to win this race.
We'll have to see what Downey can do. He won the last 2 races of last season. Has yet to win this season, but has had a relatively solid run this season. Comes in 21st in points. Still very much in chase contention. Here we go. It's the Sirius XM 400, and Ace Garcia leads us to the green flag. We're underway in the Windy City. Side by side for the race lead on lap 1. Teammates at Hamlin Racing Enterprises. Garcia's going to get the lap led and a bonus point towards the championship, but 3 wide. And we saw this last night. That inside lane didn't work as well on the Turkey Hill National Series cars, but I think it's going to work a little bit better here tonight in the Cup cars. Gatlin Downey tried to make it stick there on the inside, couldn't get it to work. Here comes Brett Sear in the 12 machine, and Alexander Rowe on that outside lane trying to get something to work as well. But Ace Garcia clearing the field in the 81, and he's got a bit of a gap to his teammate Owen Miles there for the race lead.
Inside lane is non-existent here in the opening couple of laps here at Chicagoland. Outside line definitely the preferred lines. We see 3 wide as some Meadows in the middle of this with Fisher G and Nathan Baird and the uncharted driver Mitchell Collins. How about the 99 of Brad Stover in the Red Bull colors there, making moves in behind Ethan Lewis on the inside.
Yeah, Brad Stover's had a tough season. Comes into this race 38th in points. Hasn't won in this series in over 3 years. Or 2 years, excuse me. 3 years has been McMillan. Because for McMillan, Miller, and Stover, all their last wins came at Rockingham. Now, Alonso, who won last weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, finally broke that curse. He won Rockingham this season, but got his second win of the season earlier last week. He's there in the number 39 machine, and the first driver to win multiple races this season as well. So watch out for Alonso as the season rolls along, trying to get in that wild card position. All the points he got from that race victory definitely helped him out. We'll have to see how that shakes out as the season goes along. Only after tonight, actually, we do only have 10 races left, including this one, until we set the chase grid. So should be interesting to see how that wildcard battle shakes out, because we've got a lot of guys who have won races who are not top 10 in points, including this guy right here, Alexander Rowe, and Ace Garcia, our race leader. 1-2 right now here at Chicagoland, but Garcia's just out of here in the 81 machine as they kept on battling for a second there. We got Nathan Baird battling with Brett Sear. It's been a tough season for Baird. Mitchell Collins, the uncharted driver here inside the top 10. LJ Samedo there in 8th. And you got John Anders also inside the top 10. Ryan Durrani coming up to the field as well in the 68 machine.
He's bringing that Chevy in the 68 to the inside. Ryan Durrani to the inside of the 2. And he's going to take that away from John Andrews. How about Dodges sweeping the top 4 right now? Garcia, Rowe, Miles, and Downey, as Downey's going to take another look down low on Owen Miles. Is he going to get the spot now? Yes, he's got a better run this time. So looks like they do have some rubber laid down on that inside line. They're going to have a bit more grip down there for the rest of this race.
Yeah, that's a good sign as this race goes along for guys like Downey, Alexander Rowe trying to catch up here to Ace Garcia, but and again, that outside lane is really strong through turns 3 and 4. Nathan Baird might get a run on Gatlin Downey here entering turn number 1. And that's going to bring in the 32 of Mitchell Collins, number 12 there of Brett Sear. Brett Sear trying to work his way through the points. Here he comes into this race 5th in the point standings, and of all those guys up there in the points, he is the highest running of those drivers who are running well in the championship. So we're going to have to see how it all shakes out for him as the season rolls along. But Brett Sear definitely looking strong here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Has a round, Ryan Durrani, and he got in the Fisher G. And
look out, everyone else.
Think everyone is going to avoid, but that came out of nowhere right there. And our first caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Looks like everyone will keep it together, but that's not exactly what Ace Garcia wanted to see as they race back to the line.
no.
I think Ace Garcia is the only one racing back to the line.
Indeed.
As that caution came out right as he crossed the line. Well, our first caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400, and the fuel window is about 30 laps. They come down now. They'll still have to come down again, but we're going to have to see how it all shakes out in terms of the field. Well, these guys trying to figure out where they belong on the racetrack, and hopefully they don't get into them here. That makes me nervous. Well, Ace Garcia will lead them down here. It's been 10 laps, so it's going to be interesting to see. Because they're definitely going to have to come back down again, but they were out there long enough where they're going to need some fresh tires. But it's going to be interesting to see if the positions shake up here on the pit lane. Ace Garcia leading them down with Alexander Rowe there in second. Owen Miles, Gatlin Downey, and Nathan Baird. Brett Sierra in the 12 stayed out. So did Andrew Miller. So, should be interesting to see what those guys do, but already some strategy and some contact on the pit lane between Downey and Owen Miles.
Yeah, we saw when the trucks came here, this is a treacherous pit road, a very tight pit road to try to navigate here. We'll see who comes off first. Looks like Mitchell Collins in the 32. Fabulous stuff by those guys.
This race is going to be one of those types of races now, isn't it? Should be very interesting to see who ends up getting this race victory now that we got some strategy playing out here. LJ Semedo also getting out ahead of Ace Garcia, Owen Miles there, Nathan Baird, and Alexander Rowe. That's the order off the pit lane, but two drivers did stay, or three drivers, I should say, stayed out. I think Garlington may also be on the lead lap here as the field finally waves around. Took them a while to get around there to the tail end of the lead lap, but we are all back in order. And as far as I know, Garlington is, in fact, also staying out. So the top three stayed out. Next two guys took 2, and then Ace Garcia took 4. So this should be a very interesting restart. But when you get that mixture of guys who stayed out on old tires and got those other guys on fresh tires, lots of times it gets a little crazy. We'll just have to see how it all goes down. But first, let's go and see what happened to Ryan Durrani and Fisher G to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. And you're going to see Ryan Durrani move up here. Man, that's a driver error out of Durrani. Slid up in the Fisher G and was not aware that he was there. Tough break for Durrani and Fisher G, but thankfully a minor accident here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Nothing too major. We've seen a lot worse here before, but thankfully that was all that ensued after all that here at the Chicagoland Speedway.
So here we go, coming out of turn number 4. Just going to slide up right in front of G. Durrani. That's, I don't know if that's driver error or spotter error, but somebody is getting the ruler slap on the hand there because that was certainly avoidable. But sometimes it just happens here on a track like Chicagoland where they're just squirrely all over the place. And that's just the first nail in the coffin there in this Sirius XM 100 or 400 rather, and it goes to Ryan Durrani and Fisher G. Tough break for them.
Well, Ace Garcia is not the leader anymore because we had some strategy play. Brett Sierra stayed after. We'll have to see what he can do on the restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Sirius XM 400. A minor accident there between Ryan Durrani and Fisher G, but everyone is still going to be out there on the racetrack. A few guys did get caught a lap down after that shuffle there. McMillan in the 79, Patrick Smith, Sebastian Kukulon, the Darlington winner, and of course Ryan Durrani, and then the two-time winner of this race, Cody Sill, also getting caught a lap down as well. 3 drivers stayed out: Brett Sierra, Andrew Miller, Cameron Garlington, then Mitchell Collins, Nathan Smith in the 67. I think I called him LJ Semedo when he was coming off the pit lane there. That's Nathan Smith, obviously, in the inverse colors of Semedo, Semedo's teammate, in the 5th position. Man, I don't think I made that mistake this season. Ace Garcia has 4 tires. He's the first driver with 4 tires. Then it's LJ Semedo, Owen Miles, Alexander Rowe, Nathan Baird. That is the top 10. Coming to the restart, lap 14 of 54 here on the Sirius XM 400. See what Brett Sierra can do. Will he get his first career win in the NOF Acero Cup Series tonight?
He very well could. He got a great launch there off the start, but remember, he stayed out, as did Miller and Garlington, so they're going to be a little slower here, taking off. And you see the run that Collins had there coming out of the second corner, and look at Ace Garcia already coming there on the inside in car number 81. Meanwhile, all the other 4-tire cars look like they've been left out to dry. Brett Sierra is up in the lead right now. Garlington moves into the second position. A 1-car scraping the wall behind there, I believe, was the 97 of Stapleton, but a double file there for almost 2 rows. Now it's going to be 3 rows as Mile gets up in the mix. As Smith's going to slide out of it behind Ace Garcia, going to try to find a way around the All-Star race winner Andrew Miller, as Collins is on the inside of him.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty obvious that Garcia is pretty fast here in the 81, so is Collins. But, hard in the wall again!
No.
That's Alonso
Stover's
Lopez and
Oh,
Brad
my goodness.
Stover. And Stover going to go flipping, and that's the big one that we tend to see very much here. A few guys going through the grass in the back of the field, and they're scrambling across the line, and that's going to end Durrani's day. It was just not the day to be here for Ryan Durrani, and that scheme for Alonso. Probably going to be mad at me for running the Singtel scheme again. Brad Stover there in the 99 machine. He's done, so is Fisher G and Jordan Lopez with heavy damage. And there's Turner and Keegan Thompson there in the 82, who's only 10 points ahead of Turner coming into this race, got out of that one. So that may allow Thompson to hold the points lead heading into Nashville 2 weeks from now. Shane Lake with damage, and his teammate Thomas Troxel also caught up as well.
Eli Bright, big damage too on car number 33. He might have got clipped at least a little bit there. He's got quite a bit of damage on that car.
So now the guys who took 4 tires, they are staying out, and all the guys who stayed out or took 2 tires under that caution are coming down. So Brett Sear down the pit lane. So that strategy really isn't going to work out too well for Brett Sear there. But Ace Garcia, Owen Miles, Nathan Baird, Alex in a row, and now John Andrews inside the top 5. Daniel McMillan is a lap down. Then Gatlin Downey, Patrick Smith, I believe, is also a lap down in the 16 machine. But Tristan Allen on the lead lap there, and his teammate Ben Young as well. Trey Smith, Nicholas Samadio, all staying out. Everyone else came down the pit lane, so it's not quite there yet for those guys to be able to make it. Everyone is still going to have to make one more stop in this race, but a lot of strategy play going on so far here at Chicagoland, and it's going to be a very interesting race because of that, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no kidding. We're gonna see a wild race from here on. We've already seen one here through the first 17 laps, as was expected coming into Chicagoland. We've seen the split strategy, which has been interesting for sure, but it's worked out for others, or worked out for some better than it has others. But we still got a long race to go. We're not even halfway here, so really, still anything can happen here.
Absolutely. Should be interesting to see how it all goes down. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night. A much larger accident bringing it out here on the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. You're going to see right here, Tristan Allen actually gets up in the Stover here, and you see Alonso kind of on the apron, but it's through the corner. Allen comes down on Stover, Stover comes down on Alonso, and then gets in the Jordan Lopez, and then the track is essentially blocked off the corner. Eli Bright nowhere to go, and it's Shane Lake who's going to send Brad Stover upside down. Turner nowhere to go. Ethan Lewis, Indy 250 champion. Fisher G again. Thomas Troxel, and I think it's Durrani who gets in the Fisher G, so Fisher's taking a lot of hits from Durrani in this race so far. But Brad Stover definitely got the worst of that one. Alonso, that Singtel scheme is cursed. That'll probably be the last time I run it. I mean, every time he's in that scheme, and even Isaac Nichols in the Turkey Hill series, it's just been terrible in that scheme so far this year. Tough break for all those guys. Well, there's someone there. That's Fisher G. He's going to knock out a couple of guys here in this one, but it's a typical Chicagoland wreck here in the NOF World Cup Series.
So here we go again as they came through turn 3 and 4. Allen's going to slide up into Stover there, down into Alonso, and up into the wall they go. Takes Jordan Lopez with him. Eli Bright gets in there. Jesse Turner, the 77, gets collected there, and that Stover goes upside down. But some of those guys that made through down there on the inside, I just don't know how they made it through that. Obviously, it wasn't a lot of cars that made it through, but there the 51, the 13, and the 82 were ones that made it through. It had a bunch of very close calls there on the inside, but fortunate that at least some made it through. But unfortunately, that's going to take quite a few cars here out of the race.
It's also opened up the strategy as well. Ace Garcia has taken lead back away from Brett Sierra as he stayed out. So let's see what he does on the restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Sirius XM 400 after that massive accident. The traditional Chicagoland big one. We see it quite a bit here. It's only going to knock out 3 drivers. Only 3 drivers going to be out of the race from that accident. Here's Larvin Alonso in the 39, Brad Stover, who went flipping from that accident in the 99. And then Ryan Arani, who, just not his night. Let's put it this way, getting caught up in both of the accidents so far in this race. Everyone else still on the racetrack. McMillan, Patrick Smith, Cody Sill still a lap down, and same with Sebastian Kukulon. But everyone else is still on the lead lap, including a majority of the guys who were involved in that accident. But they are at the back of the field. Ace Garcia, Owen Miles, Nathan Baird, Alexander Rowe, John Andrews. McMillan is a lap down, as we mentioned. Gatlin Downey, Tristan Allen, Ben Young, Trey Smith, Nicholas Samadeo, the top 10 as we're back underway. And Ace Garcia, who may just be the fastest driver in town, leads us back to the green flag. For second, Nathan Baird on Owen Miles. And how about the lap car of McMillan trying to get his lap back? And it's very possible he could get his lap back. So we get another quick caution. He's able to get around Ace Garcia. That 79 could easily find himself back in contention for this race win.
He very well could. He's shaking up the battle for third there as things got a little bit more squirrely there. But Nathan Baird trying to run down Atlanta winner Ace Garcia. And Atlanta's another 1.5 mile track, and Garcia definitely has experience coming in here on the inside. How about that move by the 95 of Tristan Allen on the inside of Downey and the 16 of Patrick Smith?
And you got Sam Medeo there as well.
Field.
And Sam Medeo is one of these guys who's already won the season, looking to get some more points for that wild card. And, a little edgy right there as they're trying to get around Patrick Smith. Ben Young got into him there. So Hornet's Nest kind of midway through the field, but the top 10 have essentially single-filed out at this point. Darlington moving its way through the field, and same with Brett Sierra. And you're going to see those guys really start to move their way through the field because they took tires under that last caution as we got 3 wide ahead of them. Owen Miles on John Andrews. Andrews is third right now in the number 2 machine. Watch out for him. That's a guy, you know, these Uncharted guys, especially earlier on in the season, they were really good. They haven't been as good as of late, but John Andrews is a solid driver, leading in the Turkey Hill National Series points. I think he's still leading after last night's race. I can't quite remember as...
Oh, goodness.
Someone is very antsy to get up to the front. That's Tristan Allen in the 95, who almost spun Alexander Rowe around in turn number 2. He's going to have to check up there in that inside lane. But it's been a bit of a wild one here at Chicagoland so far. But up front for the lead, it hasn't been as wild. As you see Ace Garcia there in the 81 machine kind of holding on to that race lead ahead of Nathan Baird. But Baird is right there trying to close in. And like I mentioned, keep in mind, McMillan's a lap down here in the 79 machine. He finished very well in the Coke 600 last weekend. He's been racking up a bunch of great finishes as of late, but he may fall back in the points a little bit more if he remains a lap down here tonight. Sam Medeo on the inside of Owen Miles with Brett Sierra, who came down the pit lane, moving through the field very well. He's going to make it 3 wide there on Sam Medeo and Miles. Does he have the tires to get the pass made? He may be able to get it made on Miles, but Sam Medeo will get around the 22 machine right there. And keep in mind, everyone in the field still has to make at least one more pit stop in this race, so essentially everyone's kind of on equal footing, even though right now some drivers have fresher tires than others. But the top 2 guys, Garcia and Baird, a couple guys who really need some points. Nathan Baird needs a win, of course, if he wants to be part of this championship. I don't think he can make it into the chase on points alone. And Ace Garcia as well, 30th in points, and Baird 37th in points. Baird has 1 top 10 all season. And here he is contending for the race win. Velocitar hasn't even gotten the race win this season, and they won 7 times last year, so not exactly the performance they were expecting this season, but Baird may be carrying the team. Their other 2 guys, Shane Lake, Thomas Trox, also got caught up in that accident earlier, so Baird is carrying the team right now, and he's got a run on Garcia. He may try to make it down the backstretch.
Oh, yeah. Here he comes on that inside line. Garcia's going to give him room, but that outside line is preferred through turn 3 and 4. Let's see if it stays the same. Yes, it will. Garcia's going to hold on to the lead, but Baird's not going to be gone for long. He needs to, what he needs to do is he needs to wait and make the move in turns 1 and 2, because that is where the inside line is strongest.
And Baird going to lose a bit of time there as he got stuck in that inside lane through turns 3 and 4. John Aders has cleared McMillan. Now Alexander Rowe coming, and Brett Sierra is coming as well. EL Racing, or should I say Buck Racing? I don't know why I said EL Racing. Buck Racing, they've only gotten the one win with John Aders at Las Vegas, and they're actually, that's their highest runner right now. Oh, and around Mitchell Collins. And more contact. Nelson Reeves and Tristan Allen, and they stack it up off the tri-oval.
Huge pile up.
That should not have been as big as it was, but unfortunately, another massive accident here, and it's going to take out a few more guys that are not going to be happy after that one. I think Allen might have gotten in the Collins. It got Allen all out of shape there, and Nelson Reeves had nowhere to go and got into the 95. Well, that's going to open the door for these guys to make their final pit stop of the night. Ace Garcia, Nathan Baird, the top 2 drivers here in this race. Tough break for Nelson Reeves, a new sponsor here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, and unfortunately they are not going to be heading the victory lane.
That was
a lot of guys not heading the victory lane after that one. That's a tough break for Tristan Allen. He was one of those guys who had such a good run going for him and got caught up late in the going.
Goodness.
Not many guys who are going to really still be in contention for this race win now, but Ace Garcia is definitely one of them who has been putting together an excellent race so far here in this Sirius XM 400. This will be the final pit stop of the night for these guys. They will be able to make it to the end on fuel after this one. We're just going to have to see how it all shakes out. We're going to follow with Garcia on the pit lane. Nathan Baird coming down his pit stall right there. And we'll see who ends up getting the race off. We'll see if anyone takes 2 tires. I mean, Garcia and Baird, they didn't take tires like Sear and all those guys did under that caution. And they were able to essentially hold on to the race lead for quite a while. We'll have to see if that stays the same. Brett Sear with some strategy play right there. And a lot of those guys who came down under that caution going 2 tires. And Brett Sierra has taken the race lead on the pit lane with Nathan Smith, Cameron Garlington, and Christopher Alvaby the top 4.
I don't think tires mean a whole lot here, especially as much as compared to how fuel is concerned around here. So that might be a really good move for them, but it looks like Garcia, he's had the fastest car all night. He may have gone 4s again on car number 81, and the way he's been able to work through the fuel, we'll see where he ended up there. 6th in line, looks like, as far as the leaders are concerned. Obviously, yeah, McMillan's a lap down, so he's going to go ahead and come down now. Actually, Garcia's going to be 3rd in line.
3rd off the pit lane there, so he's still very much so in contention for this win. Tough break there for all those guys caught up, especially Tristan Allen in the 95 machine, who's still on the pit lane there. He had another good run going for him, and he's had a solid season. I mean, came into this race 13th in points, and this is going to hurt him a little bit, but, another couple good runs. We had the Nashville, Pocono coming up next. You get a good run there. I mean, heck, Tristan Allen won the IndyCar race at Pocono last year, so who knows how that'll go shake out 3 weeks from now. But tough break for all those guys caught up. Let's see who all got caught up in this massive accident for the 3rd caution of the night in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Mitchell Collins in the 32 machine. This is just like Durrani and Fisher G from earlier on. He cuts right up into Tristan Allen. Allen's not going to be happy with that. And that got Allen all out of shape. LJ Semedo was right behind that. Fitzwater was coming. I think they all avoided Collins. But Nelson Reeves, you see here, got him the Semedo, then got him the Miller, then he got all out of shape. And then got him the Tristan Allen, and look at this 05 rear-ended that outside wall hard and actually went him to the catch fence because of it. And then you see everyone else just scramble through as Semedo got spun around. Ben Young there in the 5 machine. Logan Williams as well, and Reeves going upside down. That's the 2nd flip of the night. Allen in the middle of all that. One of the Velocitar cards, I think that's Troxel. You got Lopez from back in there. Brandon Nelson again. Ethan Lewis, Patrick Smith. And Trey Smith also in the middle of all that as well in the 92 machine. And you got all these guys who got spun around, but got minor damage. I think Dahlia got a piece of that. Sill, Ozkim. Thompson may have just gotten spun around there. And Kukulon, who's still a lap down. And Stapleton has damage in the 97. That was ugly. And that was essentially all Mitchell Collins' fault right there in the 32 machine. Tough break for all those guys involved.
So here we go again, just like the first incident. Collins going to wash up out of turn number 4, right up into Allen, and go. And poor old Nelson Reeves, just really nowhere to go there. Hard into the outside as the 66 of Semedo went around and blocks the track, and a lot of cars get piled up in this one, and that's going to take a lot more cars out of the Sirius XM 400. Unfortunately, Velocitar took a huge hit there. 2 of their cars looks like may have gotten collected in it, but hey, Nathan Baird is still up there with a shot to win this race.
He is. Felt like a little bit on the cycle. Brett Sierra won the race off the pit lane. We're going to have to see what he does on the restart here, but he only took 2 tires. Should be interesting here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. 21 laps to go in the 15th race of the season. Back once again at the Chicagoland Speedway. It will be 21 laps to go here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Brett Sierra, with some strategy play, 2 tires on the pit lane, has taken the race lead away from Ace Garcia. Everyone's good to go on fuel, so everyone essentially on the same cycle. Nathan Smith in second. This is a huge opportunity for Nathan Smith to get, I believe, his first career Napa fan win. Ace Garcia there in third. Cameron Garlington is in fourth. He hasn't won in almost 100 races. Christopher Alphaby in fifth. Still have quite a few guys on the lead lap in this race. Ethan Lewis on up, 30 guys still on the lead lap. McMillan and Kukulon still out there on the racetrack, a lap down. So 32 guys still on the racetrack, 10 guys out of the race. As we're back underway, Nathan Smith, he didn't get going under that last restart, and once again, he didn't get going. Sierra pulling away, but for third, and that is a very pivotal moment right there. Garlington may get 2 for 1 right there on the restart.
I would say I was surprised Ace Garcia was not able to get going off the start, but he kind of got held up behind
he's
Nathan
gonna get
Smith
going
there.
here,
He's going to try to wiggle him up out of the way. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of turn number 4.
And he's going to split the middle, and Garlington could not hold that inside lane. But Brett Sierra pulling out to a significant lead. Here comes Joe Rutkowski in the 47, the Truck Series champion from last year. Trying to work that inside lane, but just nothing going for any of these guys in that inside lane. But we may see it for the race lead, though. Garcia closed right up. And you got to remember, Garcia has 4 fresh tires. Sierra only has 2. And that just may be the difference in this race. Nathan Smith, Garlington, and John Andrews, the top 5. Alphaby in a battle with Nathan Baird. You got Alex in a row right back in here. How about Logan Williams, the Kansas winner, looking to move up in the points some more. Zachary Fitzwater, who finally got another top 10 at Charlotte. It's only his second top 10 of the season. As for the race lead, Ace Garcia trying, but can't get that inside lane to work. And all these guys starting to close back in on the top 2 for the race lead. Nathan Smith might try to get on Garcia here.
Oh, what a perfect spot to make the move. The inside line, dependent turn 1 and 2. And is he going to clear coming out of turn number 2? No, he's not. Garcia's going to have the run coming down the back straightaway.
They may open the door for Garlington here on Nathan Smith as he gets a run on that outside lane. And it does. And Garlington will take third away from Nathan Smith. Gonna be interesting. Here comes John Andrews in the 2 machine. It's going to be interesting if Andrews has a shot at this, because I think he's on the same strategy as Garcia in terms of the tire wear. 3 wide. There goes Baird to the inside of Alphaby and Nathan Smith. And Baird's going to take it from Alphaby. Will he get around Nathan Smith? Smith lost 2 positions trying to get around Ace Garcia right there. That did not work out for the 67 at all, but keep in mind, he's only got 2 tires. Ace Garcia, though, not closing in on Brett Sierra. This may finally be the opportunity Sierra has been wanting to get his first career Cup Series race victory. It may very well come here tonight. We're just going to have to see how it all shakes out for him. But Garcia, Garlington is here as well. This 34 He hasn't won in a long time. He knows the opportunity is right there, but Garcia got a huge run there off the corner, and I think as this run goes along, those guys on the newer tires are going to be at the advantage, and maybe even right here. Garcia going to try to get Sear a little loose. Not going to do it. And Sear continues to hold on to the race lead here as we have 15 laps to go on the Sirius XM 400.
Everyone seems like they just want to make the move in turn 3 and 4. Unfortunately, if you want to use that inside lane, that is not the place to make the move. It is definitely over here in turns 1 and 2, as we saw Joe Rutkowski going to the inside of someone deeper in the field.
John Andrews on
Oh, wow.
Garlington.
Hello,
like I
John.
said, I think Garlington's another guy on 2 tires right now, and that could definitely be affecting his run. I think Garcia is definitely faster than Sear, but this is simply just a difficult place to make a pass. There goes Nathan Baird. He's trying there on the 2 machine. Not able to do it. We're closing in on lap traffic. That's LJ Cemento, who was caught up in that accident. Oh, he is really slow. And Sierra gonna get... Boy, he almost got held up there. He's going to lose some momentum there. That may give way to Garcia to finally make this pass. They're going... Oh, no! Andrews got in the Cemento! And Garlington going to get caught up in that one.
What? Oh, my goodness. How did
Oh, and hard hit there. Mason Brown and Nathan Stapleton. And it was such a good run for Cameron Garlington here tonight at Chicagoland. It's going to end right there. What a heartbreaker.
Unfortunate to see. Goodness gracious, he was having a good run.
And hate to see that out of our good man Cameron Garlington. It's been a tough career since he won that Daytona 500 back in 2017. That was his last win here in the NOF Zero Cup Series, and that streak will continue on. The second longest losing streak, only behind Tristan Allen. A tough break for Mason Brown, who he tried to slow up there, just could not avoid. Race of attrition here tonight, but the thing is, a lot of the guys who've been battling for the race win, maybe now outside of Garlington, are out of the race. Are still in the race. What am I trying to say there? I don't know. They haven't been caught up in all this nonsense. Well, let's see if anyone comes down. They shouldn't have to. Brett Sear has been able to hold these guys off pretty well. So Ace Garcia going to restart second. John Andrews. I'd watch out for John Andrews. Looking to become only the second driver of the season to win 2 races in the NOF Zero Cup Series. And he's an uncharted driver, too. There's a very good chance that if we have a season number 11, which who knows, that John Andrews could end up in a full-time ride once again here in the Cup Series. Nathan Baird there 4th. Nathan Smith, the top 5. Let's go ahead and see what happened once again to Cameron Garlington there. LJ Cemento, the lap car, getting in the way. And John Andrews sent him around into the 34. And Garlington did all he could to avoid it, but couldn't quite miss it. Let's see what happened to bring out the 4th caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. And LJ Cemento was off the pace, quite obviously, right there. And John Andrews had a run there on the 66 machine. I think Cemento tried to cut down on him. And that sent the 66 around. Now, if Garlington, all he needed to do was stay in the gas there, but he slowed down. And because he slowed down, that allowed Cemento to get up in front of him. That's where he got the initial contact. And then as this goes along, most of these drivers avoid him until Mason Brown and Nathan Stapleton come in and have other ideas. One of the smaller wrecks we've had here tonight, but such a tough break for Cameron Garlington. Like I mentioned, been almost 100 races since he's won here in the NOF Zero Cup Series. His chances of winning this race are done as he is out of the race here at Chicagoland.
And here they come through turn 3 and 4 once again as Cemento is slow. Garlington there. Andrews down low. Cemento cuts down, and Garlington looks like he got a nudge there on the left front. It slowed him up a little bit, but then he continued to slow down. Cemento got in front of him, and right there, Mason Brown and Nathan Stapleton slam into the stalled 34 car, and tough break for American Motorsports' Cameron Garlington. He is no doubt going to fall out of the race. Ton of damage on that 34 car.
Yeah, such a tough break there for Garlington. Brett Sear, though, that might not have been what Sear wanted to see. That 81 has those fresher tires, and it may give him the advantage. We're just going to have to find out and see. Will it be Brett Sear? Will it be Ace Garcia? Will it be somebody else in this race? It's going to find out. It's going to be 8 laps to go when we restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and it will be 8 laps to go when we restart here. So hopefully that'll be the last caution there when Garlington got sent around off of LJ Semedo, who got sent around off of John Andrews. John Andrews still in this race, running third, but Brett Sierra, his teammate, in the position to possibly get this race victory. He's pulled the strategy very well, but Garcia on the other side, he still has slightly fresher tires. He may be able to get this number 12 on the restart. John Andrews in third. Nathan Baird's been up front this entire race, same with Nathan Smith. A lot of the same guys have been up front in this race, which is good because pretty much everyone else has been caught up in an accident. Garlington in the 34, I do believe, is 2 laps down, which means he is officially out of the race. Tough break there for Garlington. He's the only driver, I believe, getting knocked out from that accident. Here we go. 8 laps to go, and Garcia's going to have a shot, or will he? Andrews came close there. It's going to be a tight one, but Garcia might get the run down the backstretch here for the race lead, but John Andrews is also going to be in contention for this one. Looking for his second win of the season. It's contact between Miller and Williams back in there. Here comes Nathan Baird, 3 wide for second as Garcia takes the race lead away with 8 laps to go.
Garcia, definitely the dominant car all night. He's got a big lead, already stretching away 2 or 3 car lengths ahead of Brett Sierra. Baird and Andrews side by side there for third. Nathan Smith getting to the inside. Will he for that third position? No, he won't. Andrews trying to work the top side, even with the 4-car draft down low. John Andrews stretches away for the third position off of 2.
Yeah, Nathan Baird not going to be able to hold that. Oh, he's going to get into Andrews. He had the run slid up into him, and that's one way to stay side by side off the corner. Getting a little edgy right there. Now, Brett Sierra's still in this thing. He's only about 2/10 off the 81 of Ace Garcia here for the race lead. And now, with 6 laps to go, we're closing in on the point of no return. So if we get a caution here 2 laps from now, that will do it. And Ace Garcia's probably hoping the caution does come out because that number 12 is not done yet. But Nathan Baird's not done yet. He's trying to get around John Andrews. Can't quite get him. It's a mess back here. And almost around with Gatlin down here off the front bumper of Zachary Fitzwater. But they kept it together. And we are still green here at Chicagoland. That's what Brett Sierra wants to hear.
Goodness gracious. That's probably what Brett Sierra wanted to hear too, because we are at the point of no return this lap, this time by. He wants it to go green the rest of the way so that he may have a shot at this race victory. But Andrews and Baird closing in for second. This could be, I think Sierra's falling out of it. What a run by John Andrews down the front stretch.
Yeah, those tires are really starting to wear out. He's been on those tires for a long time, at least left sides on that machine. And now he's holding these guys up, and Garcia from the pole. Now, this is not his standard. He's just dominated every lap. He had to go out there and earn this one, but it has been a while, I do believe, since a driver has won from the pole in the NOFSRL Cup Series. And Ace Garcia looking for his second win of the season, looking to do just that here tonight at Chicagoland. And only unless something drastic happens, I think he's going to get it because he's got nearly a second lead now on the field. How about Nicholas Samedeo? Great run for him here tonight in the 48 machine. Running in the top 10. That's good for Samedeo in his wild card hopes. Brett Sierra there, still holding on the second. Oh, Garcia, or should I say Owen Miles. Getting there on the apron there to the inside of Samedeo. 2 to go for Ace Garcia here in the Sirius XM 400.
You know, we got a lot of battles going on here.
Looks like John Andrews closing in on Brett second
Sierra
away
there.
from Sierra finally.
Yeah, he very well could. But how about Ace Garcia up leading this thing? This is going to be 2 in a row for Hamill Racing Enterprises with Sam Adoskin last year and Ace Garcia last year here at Chicagoland if he holds on.
White flag in the air for Ace Garcia. Derek Hamill almost won this race as a driver in Season 6, but Jesse Turner had other ideas. But as an owner, Hamill has done a pretty good job. As a matter of fact, Hamill's had an excellent weekend. They won last night with Elijah Gordon. 31st owner's win for Derek Hamill here tonight. For Ace Garcia, his second win of the season. He's been with this team since season number 8. And just this year, he has finally come on strong. Ace Garcia wins the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Brett Sierra, John Andrews, and Nathan Baird round out the top 4 with Nathan Smith rounding out the top 5.
Another run by Baird in 4th place. One of the weakest cars out of the Velocity stable this season, and there he is with a 4th place after a solid night. Could have had a shot at the victory, but I know he'll take that top 5 coming out of here. But great job, Ace Garcia. Second win of the season on a 1.5 mile track, maybe second win of the season, period. But the last one was at Atlanta. He gets another one here at Chicagoland. That 81 team looking strong here. And he joins Hergel Arvin Alonso as the only multi-time winner here this season so far in Season 10.
Yeah, I think we're starting to finally hit our stride with these multi-time winners now, and we'll just have to see how it all goes down 2 weeks from now from Nashville, but we'll go ahead, export it out to make it official. You notice all the lag that we had, a little bit of an edgy track, and we just don't want anything to happen to all this data. But right there, it's now all saved, and the race is official. Ace Garcia gets it done here in the Sirius XM 400. Brett Sierra, John Enders, Nathan Baird, Nathan Smith, Christopher Alphaby with a great run there. He was 39th in points, finishing 6th, and Nicholas Sambadio 7th in this event. And considering how a lot of guys above Sambadio did not have good runs in this race, I think he's going to move up. Same with Alexander Rowe. Both of those guys who were in that wild card battle, and Ace Garcia as well. Those 3 guys are really going to move up and have a shot at this wild card, and maybe even top 10 in points if they continue it up throughout the next 9 races. A lot of guys actually out of the race from this one. Garlington, obviously you saw what happened to him. Mason Brown, Ben Young, Troxel, Allen, Lopez, Reeves, Sills, Smith, Alonso, Stover, and Durrani all out of this race from multiple accidents here. Just like it really was like last year's race. I don't think it was as good of a race as last year's race, but it played out pretty much identical to last year. That's Chicagoland for you. What else do you expect here in the Windy City? But take a look one last time at the official standings. Final thoughts on this race, Josh. And these guys are finally going to get a break. They're off next weekend completely. No all-star race, no nothing. They just get to sit back and relax, enjoy some Turkey Hill racing, some IndyCar racing. Of course, some of them are going to be in that IndyCar race. But 2 weeks from now, we head to Nashville. It's a bit of a similar track. How do you think that one's going to play out? I mean, it's going to be our 10th time at Nashville. Real life, they're going to Nashville for the first time ever. We've been going there for 10 seasons. How do you think the Cracker Barrel 400 is going to go down in 2 weeks?
Well, Nashville is a very unique track. It's not a 1.5 miles, and it's not a mile track. It's a 1.3 mile track, and it is not asphalt like another 1.3 mile track at Darlington. Darlington's not even shaped the same way. Darlington's an egg. But Nashville's shaped the same way as these tri-oval 1.5 mile tracks, obviously shorter, but it's also a concrete surface like Dover, so it is definitely going to be an interesting race. Nashville's always a unique sort of race here in the NOF SRL Cup Series, so definitely looking forward to that one. That's going to be a fun one for sure.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to that. That is 2 weeks from now. As like I said, we're off next weekend here in the NOF SRL Cup Series to watch the Real Life All-Star Race. Now, you're going to that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I pity you. Congratulations to Ace Garcia for getting the race victory here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, his second win of the season. And we're just going to have to see how these points shake up after 15 races. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next weekend, we have the Menards 250 next Friday night in the Turkey Hill National Series from Iowa. And then Saturday at noon Eastern Time, it is the Fort Worth 100. Not 100K, but the Fort Worth 100-mile race for the Haas IndyCar Series at the Texas Motor Speedway. After that great Indianapolis 250, those guys are ready to get back after it on the high banks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Ace Garcia once again. And on behalf of Josh Williamson, I will see you guys later.